more than 3 decades, the Indian IT success story has largely been written in one market, North America. American banks, retailers, healthcare companies, and technology firms gave Indian IT companies scale, revenue, and global recognition. But that success also created a major vulnerability. What happens when too much of your business depends on one geography and the technology spends slow down in that market? Indian IT companies now seem to be searching for an answer, and that answer may be Europe. In May 2026, LTM, formerly known as LTI Mindtree, issued an offer to acquire Randstad's technology and consulting services business across continental Europe and Australia. Barely 1 month later, Persistent Systems signed an agreement to pursue the acquisition of Germany headquartered Nagarro. This development raised a much bigger question. Is Indian IT finally trying to reduce its dependence on North America? Or are this simply expensive acquisition that may not deliver the expected returns? In this video, let us understand what has happened, how these companies plan to scale in Europe, why this strategy matters, and whether it can genuinely make a difference. Let us begin with the most recent and the largest development. On 26 June 2026, Persistent Systems and Nagarro signed a business combination agreement. Persistent intend to offer €81 in cash for every outstanding Nagarro shares. At that price, Nagarro has an enterprise value of approximately €1.27 billion. But here is an important clarification. This acquisition has not yet been completed. Persistence has entered into a binding agreement with Nagarro's largest shareholder for approximately 21% of company share, subject to the required approvals. It must still launch the formal takeover offer after regulatory clearance and reach a minimum acceptance level of 50% plus one share. So, at present, this is a proposed takeover, not a completed acquisition. Why is Persistent willing to undertake such a large transaction? Because Nagarro is not a small consulting company. Nagarro generated approximately €1 billion in revenue during calendar year 2025 and has around 80,500 employees across more than 40 countries. It is particularly strong in Europe, digital engineering, enterprise applications, customer experience, and industries such as automotive, manufacturing, consumer businesses, and financial services. Persistent, on the other hand, has built considerably strength in North America: software product engineering, cloud, data, and artificial intelligence. The idea is to combine Persistent North America scale and Indian-based engineering capabilities with Nagarro's European client relationships and local presence. If completed, the combined organization would have an annual revenue run rate of approximately $2.9 billion, over 46,000 employees, and operation across more than 40 countries. But the most important number is not the total revenue. It is the change in Persistent geographic mix. Before the proposed combination, Europe contributed approximately 9% of Persistent revenue. After the combination, Europe could contribute around 22%. That is more than twice the earlier share. Just 1 month before the Persistent announcement, another Indian IT company made a significant move. LTM, formerly known as LTI Mindtree, issued an offer to acquire Randstad's technology and consulting services business in France, Germany, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Australia. Once again, this transaction is proposed and has not yet been completed. The business being acquired generates more than €469 million in annual revenue. Around 78% of that revenue comes from Europe and the remaining 22% from Australia. It has approximately 2,900 billable professionals and delivery centers in Romania and Portugal. The proposed enterprise value is €160 million. The acquired capabilities would include digital engineering, cybersecurity, industry Internet of Things, and specialized knowledge in aerospace and defense, automotive utilities, and banking. LTM currently derives approximately 73% of its revenue from North America and only about 15% from Europe. According to the company, completion of this transaction would take its European business beyond $1 billion in annual revenue. Look at what is happening here. Persistent is trying to increase Europe's contribution from 9% to 22%. LTM is trying to move from a relatively small continental European position to a European business exceeding $1 billion. These are not small-scale office expansion. Indian IT companies are trying to buy scale, talent, customers, and local credibility through acquisition. But this pattern did not begin in 2026. To understand the bigger picture, we need to go back a few years. In 2021, Wipro acquired London headquarter Capco for $1.45 billion. Capco gave Wipro a much stronger position in high-value financial services consulting, particularly with banks, capital market firms, wealth managers, and insurers. In 2022, Cyient acquired Finland headquarter Scitech. Scitech brought plant engineering, energy, industrial, and technical documentation capabilities along with a stronger presence across the Nordic region, Germany, and France. In the same year, KPIT announced the acquisition of Munich headquarter Technica Engineering. Technica specialized in automotive Ethernet, vehicle architecture, system prototyping, integration and validation. In 2023, HCL Tech completed the acquisition of Germany ASAP Group at an enterprise valuation of approximately 251 million euros. In 2024, Infosys completed its acquisition of Germany headquartered in Tech. Then, in 2025, KPIT increased its ownership in Swiss company N-Dream from 26% to nearly 90%. N-Dream operates Air Console, an in-car gaming and entertainment platform deployed across vehicles from BMW, Mini, Volkswagen, Audi, and Porsche. Indian IT companies are not buying ordinary application maintenance businesses. They are buying companies with local European relationships and specialized capability in automotive engineering, industrial technology, banking consulting, aerospace, energy, cybersecurity, and enterprise transformation. The obvious question is, why Europe and why now? The first reason is geographic concentration. North America remains the largest revenue market for most major Indian IT companies. For example, Infosys generated approximately 56% of its FY 2026 revenue from North America, compared with around 32% from Europe. Wipro's two Americas business units together contributed approximately 62% of FY 2026 IT services revenue, while Europe contributed around 27%. LTM's presentation before the proposed Randstad transaction showed North America contributing 73% of its revenue and Europe only 15%. Depending heavily on one geography does not mean the business is weak, but it does mean that a slowdown, regulatory change, or reduction in technology spending in that geography can affect the entire organization. Europe provides a second large revenue engine, but geographic diversification is only one part of the story. Europe is not one uniform market. Germany, France, Switzerland, Nordic countries, the United Kingdom, Belgium, and Eastern Europe have different languages, regulation, labor practice, procurement systems, and business cultures. An Indian company cannot always enter this market simply by opening a sales office and sending few executives. Large European companies often want local leaderships, local delivery capabilities, industry knowledge, regulatory understanding, and relationship built over many years. This is particularly important in industries such as automotive, defense, banking, utilities, and public infrastructure. These clients are not only purchasing technology, they are giving a service provider access to sensitive system, engineering design, customer data, industrial processes, and intellectual property. Trust becomes a barrier to entry. By acquiring an established European company, an Indian IT provider receives something that could otherwise take 10 or 20 years to build. It receives local management. It receives customer relationship. It receives employees who understand the language and regulation. It receives references from major European companies, and it receives permission to compete for contracts where it may previously have lacked credibility. This is why most valuable asset in many of these transactions may not be software, it may be trust. There is another reason why this strategy matters. Artificial intelligence is changing the economies of IT service. For decades, the basic outsourcing model was relatively straightforward. A client had a large amount of technology work. An Indian IT company deployed a large team. The work was delivered efficiently from India at a lower cost. Revenue was often linked directly or indirectly to the number of people deployed and the time spent. AI challenges that model. Coding assistance, automated testings, intelligent service management, and autonomous agents can reduce the human efforts needed for many technology tasks. This means that the future growth cannot depend only on adding more people. IT companies will need to own deeper industry knowledge, client relationship, reusable intellectual property, consulting expertise, and the ability to deliver the measurable business outcomes. This is where European acquisition becomes a strategically relevant. Buying a company is only the first step. The real value comes from scaling it. The first opportunity is cross-selling. European companies' client could only potentially buy Indian companies' cloud data, product engineering, and AI services. The second opportunity is offshore leverage. A Europe company may have a strong client relationship but a relatively expensive onshore delivery structure. Connecting that business with India based engineering can improve capacity, speed, and overtime margins. The third opportunity is near-shore delivery. European clients often require work to be performed within or close to the region because of language, time zone, regulatory, or data sovereignty requirements. Delivery centers in Romania, Portugal, Poland, Spain, and Czech Republic provide a bridge between expensive onshore work or large-scale offshore work in India. The fourth opportunity is larger contract eligibility. A company with strong operation in India, North America, and Europe can bid for global transformation programs that require local teams across several regions. It is difficult to win a global automotive banking or industrial contract if the service provider is stronger in only one geography. The fifth opportunity is capability combination. AI becomes far more valuable when it is combined with industry knowledge. A generic AI model is less useful than an AI solution that is specifically designed for an industry like vehicle engineering, aircraft maintenance, or factory processes. Now, we come to the most important question. Will this acquisition genuinely make a difference? From a geographic perspective, yes. If the Persistent Nagarro transaction is completed, Europe's contribution to Persistent could increase from approximately 9% to 22%. If LTM completes the Randstad Technology business transaction, it expects its European revenue to cross $1 billion. These are meaningful changes, not cosmetics one, but this does not mean Indian IT is moving away from North America. Even after the proposed Persistent Nagarro combination, North America would still account for approximately 62% of revenue. So this is diversification, not migration. But from a financial perspective, the answer at this moment is less certain. Persistent proposed Nagarro transaction is a large relative to Persistent's own size. The company has arranged a bridge financing facility of up to 1.4 billion euro. Depending on a shareholder acceptance, Persistent estimates that its net debt to EBITDA ratio could initially be between approximately 1.9 and 2.5 times. It expects to reduce this below 1 time by FY 2030. Persistent also expects the transaction to be cash earnings per share accretive during the first year. But this is management estimate, not a guaranteed outcome. Persistent's own pro forma calculation showed another important point. Persistent's standalone EBITDA margin was approximately 18.4%. The estimated combined EBITDA margin would be around 16.6%. This means that transaction could initially dilute margins. The market noticed this risk. Persistent share closed more than 11% lower on the first trading day after the announcement, as analysts questioned the valuation and highlighted integration and margin concerns. The offer also represents a premium of approximately 140% over Nagarro undistributed crossing share price. Persistent argues that Nagarro's strategic fit, revenue scale, and European position justifies this transaction. Investors are asking whether the returns will justify the price and the debt. Both sides have valid arguments. The greatest risk may not be the purchase price, it may be integration. European technologies and engineering companies often have decentralized cultures, local decision making, and specialized teams. Indian IT companies are generally larger, process driven, and operational standardized. If the acquirer imposes too much centralized control, it can damage the entrepreneurial culture and client relationship it paid to acquire. If the integrates too little, the promised cross-selling and delivery synergies may never materialize. There is also the challenge of retaining senior leaders and specialized employees. This is why several of these transactions are being structured with a degree of independence. So, is Europe the new hope for Indian IT? Yes, but with an important qualification: Europe will not replace North America anytime soon. The American markets remains too large and too important. What Europe can do is provide Indian IT companies with a second strategic pillar. The next 2 to 3 years will tell us which story is correct. But one change is already visible. Indian IT is no longer looking at Europe only as another market where it can sell offshore services. It is looking at Europe as a place where it can acquire technology, talent, relationships, and intellectual property. If it succeeds, Indian IT's future will no longer be described simply as made in India and sold to America. Follow Chola Securities for more such information.
This content is for informational purposes only. None of the companies, products, or sectors mentioned are recommendations.